What's up, Internet? It is our old friend, the Sega Saturn menu. Man, I love this thing. Welcome to the Action Replay boot menu. A necessary thing if you're playing import games, although today we are not. Before we begin, if I sound tired, it's because I am really freaking tired. It is currently January 31st, about 3 a.m., and, I don't think I've seen my actual bed since November. I've been working so hard on pushing videos for the channel. December is always a tough time for me, because I've got like my Bomberman thing and my end of the year, top 10 videos and stuff. But it was even worse this year because, I had a special thank you video I made. I had my reviews in Borg, of course, and well, there's this now too, but I also had to record about 30 or so videos for a new thing in the new year, which you actually probably know about. If not, go watch my special New Year's message video to get a quick update on that. But I figured there's a few more hours left in the year 2016. There's a few more hours left in December. Let's make one more cool thing for you awesome people, because you guys are great, and, well, I just want to try and do more for you. So, we're going to do this Let's Play of something I've actually been planning on Let's Playing since June, but thanks to lots of family stuff and lots of other work on the channel, I haven't had a chance to do it, so we're finally doing it, because I've got a few more hours of January to go into. That's an old school Sega logo I've never seen before. This is the Sega Saturn Bootleg Sampler. Now, what this is it was a demo disc that came with my Sega Saturn, my original Sega Saturn. And my original Sega Saturn came with 3 games and this. It came with Daytona USA, which, while it's a great game, you can only play it so many times. It came with Virtua Cop, which I didn't have a light gun, so I couldn't really play that very well. I don't know what's going on. We'll just, skip that until we get there. But my last game was Virtua Fighter 2, and that was actually the last fighting game I played until 2010, I want to say, because I wasn't good at fighting games and I didn't really care much for them. So, as you can imagine, I played the shit out of this. My disc is incredibly tattered and like scarred, and I have no idea how this is still playing. It's an amazing disc, I guess. But I just wanted to show this disc off to you, because, well, it's a big part of my childhood for what that might be. Go away, Bug. We're not playing Bug. I wonder why it starts you off like that. Weird. We'll get to Bug eventually. But so far we have World Series Baseball, Sega Rally Championship, and Clockwork Knight 2 to play on this demo. As you can imagine, I probably never touched World Series Baseball. In fact, I think this is the first time I'll ever play it, which is pretty amazing. I played a lot of Sega Rally and Clockwork Knight 2, which is what gave me such a deep love of Clockwork Knight, despite the fact the original isn't really all that good. The second one really isn't super great either, but it is a marked improvement over the first. And I think that, well, I'm hoping that'll at least come across here. So, World Series Baseball, yeah, it's baseball. I'm gonna pretend I understand sport ball for once in my life. But I mean, here's the thing about me. Unless the sport involves swords, I couldn't care less. It's just not my thing. But here we are with Sega Sports, which I think there was a good couple dozen Sega Sports games. So, well, this is our taste of Sega Sports with baseball. I think they made a, actually, I think the upgrade to Daytona USA was under the Sega Sports label. In North America, anyway. But I'm just going to keep talking over this because I don't know or care much about baseball, which would probably very much disappoint my grandfather, who coached baseball for many years, but it's just not a thing I know or care much about. Do I even own a baseball game? I guess I kind of own baseball on the NES if you count through, like, Animal Crossing. That's about the extent I own baseball, though. And this, maybe, if you count it. So let's try and strike out real quick and then move on to Sega Rally, something I actually kind of know. I guess we're home run derbying. One player. We'll go 5 balls because we don't want to be here all day. Sure. Sure. Yes. I'm pretending I know what these options mean. Let's see. We'll be Moltar. He was always pretty awesome in his giant heat-proof suit, yelling at Zorak or whatever. I need to watch Space Ghost again. Space Ghost was pretty great. Play ball! Except this is a loading screen, so I can't. I have to sit here and stare at your stupid logo for a while. Music's kind of catchy, though. Yeah, I kind of like this. Well, the music, anyway. Unfortunately, I think this is one of, like, the few, come on, Moltar. I think this is one of, like, the few Saturn games where... What buttons swing? I guess that would be useful to know. Okay. That's swing. Holy crap, there's, like, 2 seconds of delay. I think this is one of the few Saturn games where you can't, copy the soundtrack to your CD player. Which was weird, because that's, like, one of the things that, the Saturn discs is. They gave you, like, lots of extras and stuff. Like, Nights into Dreams had, like, PC, skins and stuff on it, which was really cool. As well as a full soundtrack. I think we might have finished baseball. Which is probably for the best. That's the one I probably understand the least. Good job, Moltar. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to do this, aside from the fact that I played the ever-living hell out of this when I was a kid, is I want to do Let's Plays that I know I can do in one sitting. Or I know I can get through with relatively minimal amounts of effort, because I don't like the idea of starting like a long-winded Let's Play series and just not ever finishing. Which is a shame, because there's a lot of games I'd like to Let's Play, but it's just... I know I'm just not going to be able to finish them if it's like something super long, like Steambot Chronicles would be one I'd like to really do. I love this Sega Rally. Sega Rally's cool. I'm just realizing now I don't actually own Sega Rally in any capacity. I should fix that at some point. Because Sega Rally's pretty awesome. Although I like Daytona USA better. But it came with my Saturn, so... Again, I played this too as well. So it's probably like... I played this as much as Daytona USA, probably. Well, it took me a long time to realize not to... about braking during that one, like, really sharp turn in Daytona USA. Because that's the thing about me in racing games, is I don't brake. I just accelerate, and accelerate slightly less. Like right now, I'm just not accelerating. But I'm not braking, I don't do that. That just doesn't make sense to me. When you're racing, you're trying to go as fast as possible, so you accelerate or you accelerate less. Or I suppose more accurately, you accelerate or you accelerate more. And sharp turns is where accelerate is used. But that's how I handle racing games for the most part. Which is probably why I'm not very good at a lot of racing games. But, I don't think you can actually finish this course. I think they give you... Even if you played the level perfectly, you'd only get, like, enough to run half the course or something like that, if I recall. I guess we'll find out if I can manage to beat it or not. Whoop. Whoa. Sega Rally is pretty awesome. I think there was a Dreamcast Sega Rally as well. Which was, well, that was a lap, wasn't it? Huh. Maybe I've gotten better. So I don't remember being able to actually finish a checkpoint when I was a kid. Of course, I thought the thing didn't give you enough... Oh, maybe what it is that I'm remembering is... You can complete a checkpoint, but they don't give you enough time to actually complete the course, like, through 3 laps or whatever. I'm betting that's the case, because that would actually make a lot of sense. But, yes, I'm very tired. I work a lot on my channel. I'm not sure if that actually comes across, but I'm averaging... Before December, I was averaging about 4 hours of sleep a night, and the rest of the time I was working, either making videos or editing them or working on the website or whatever. When it was December, I was averaging maybe an hour of sleep a night if I was lucky, and I was just sleeping at my desk. So... I'm very, very tired. When this is over, I'm probably going to sleep for about 2 days straight, and then just, gonna crack open Shantae Half Genie Hero, because that's been sitting on my desk for like 2 weeks, just mocking me that I can't play because I'm too busy working on videos for the channel. But, holy cow, I managed to finish. I am awesome. Take that, kid me. You couldn't do it. Adult you could. And now we get to go play Clockwork Knight 2, the much better sequel to Clockwork Knight. Although it has an even steeper difficulty, like, spike at the end. I gotta, maybe I'll do, like, a Let's Play of Clockwork Knight 2, because I know I can beat them. Clockwork Knight 2 is a bit tricky, because it's got a level that killed me an embarrassing amount of times when I was just playing it for fun, but I beat it. And, I think I only rented Clockwork Knight 1 when I was a kid once. Because there's only, like, one... Like, my specialized rental shop that was on the other side of town was the only place in town that actually stored, Saturn games. But, this demo made me absolutely love Clockwork Knight. Also, love the jazzy elevator music they're playing, for reasons. Also, pretty sure this song isn't actually in the, game. And it's weird because I played that recently and I can't remember, but I remember this song, like, because I played this demo so many times when I was a kid. Because this is probably, like, my favorite song in the, game. But, Clockwork Knight was okay. Clockwork Knight 2 was way better. Because it had a lot more, variance to gameplay, like... It still had the relatively solid platforming, but it also had, like, auto-scrolling levels, and, it was just typically a little bit more challenging, and had a little bit more in terms of... Also, this is a great image right here. A salsa dancing tin knight soldier guy. But Clockwork Knight 2 was awesome, is basically the point that I'm saying. Despite the fact that it's still really just a very average game. Yeah, I'm absolutely certain this was not included in the game, and the weird thing is, this is probably this little demo movie they're playing before it is what I remember best about Clockwork Knight in general. I guess I really have played this demo so many times. Still, you know, it's good I got a lot of playtime out of this demo. Actually, a lot of the time I was either playing Clockwork Knight 2 or I was watching the game demo videos, which we'll check out after the this playable demo. Because after this they just show a bunch of videos of stuff, of games I've always wanted to play but never got the chance to. And one that I got to play once and I've been searching for my entire life just because it's a little bit tricky rather. Thanks, brain. I don't think you ever ran into bowling pin enemies. That boss is awesome. The giant transformy guy. I do not remember this being as long as it is. But, I think Clockwork Knight is definitely overrated for what it is, but it's still not a bad game. It's just very, very average. The sequel is, once again, better, but it's still a fairly average game. But I think if you want a mascot platformer for the Saturn, this was one of them, because it was like this or Bug, which I think I played once, and I remember thinking, wow, this is really incredibly average. Astal, which is one of the best games on the system, and I will stand by saying one of the best games, period. And like Knights, which again, one of the best games on the system, but it's a very niche title. It's just one that really appeals to me. Am I going to actually get a dialogue with this guy? I don't think I will, which is a shame because I don't know what he says, because my copy's in Japanese. Okay. Okay, what's the button for pickup? That's the button for pickup. I managed to play through up until the boss that required it at the end, because the very last boss, for some reason, of the first Clockwork Knight requires that, and that's the only thing that actually does. So I managed to play through the entire game without knowing how to do that. And I remember that you could do it, I just didn't remember how. And I think the level design in this game is just way better than the first one. Although level 1 of the first game was actually pretty solid as well. Although the music is basically identical. Everything else about it's pretty much the same. So if you can only get one Clockwork Knight, get the second one, but there are a lot better Saturn games out there. But it's not bad if you just want to fill out your collection with a game people recognize for being a Saturn game that isn't Nights into Dreams. Or like Daytona USA, or Virtua Fighter. Because that was like what the Saturn was for, was mostly just arcade stuff. I think there's another route up there, so let's go check that out. Because we've got all the time in the world. Actually, we've got like 5 minutes. And then we're in trouble, but this level should not take that long. Those are a lot of trees on those stairs in the background. Who puts trees on stairs? I guess that'd be the same kids who, oh, I want to go up there. We're going to go up there, because screw it. I'm guessing the people who put the trees on the stairs are the same kids who put, like, a Lego right at the foot of anyone's bed so they step on it, which is, like, the worst feeling ever. Ugh. Stepping on Lego's awful. Oh, come on. Can I please, for once, just not suck at everything? Actually, I'm just gonna blame lagged inputs thanks to Sega Saturn Live Network. Actually, the Sega Saturn did have an online feature. It was called NetLink. And the only games that I know did it were... there was a version of Virtual On and a version of Sega Rally that were NetLink enabled, but I think that's it. These were not in the first game. Little shiny party balls, or whatever they're called. Party poppers. I don't know. I've never been to a party in my life. What would I know about them being called? Throw! Yay! Throw! Egg. Stab. Little clown can toy guy. Yay! Oh, you gotta collect those cards to get, like, bonus continues at the end of a stage. Which I think is a better system than the way the first game had it. Which was basically just jump and hope for the best, which was actually a really dumb system, and I think I only have managed to get, like, a bonus life out of the exit thing in the first game once. Just by sheer luck. Throw. But I will admit, I have a lot of nostalgia for Clockwork Knight, and I like the whimsical aesthetic, and I like the fact that it's basically Toy Story the game, before there was ever a Toy Story, which is fantastic, for a lot of reasons. Whoa. Although this game does not have a Buzz Lightyear, and let's just be honest, Buzz Lightyear was the best toy ever. Which is why I still have mine, sitting in the window above my computer guarding my room. Because Buzz Lightyear is awesome. I like that. That, plane shift like that. That was a really big deal back in the day. Also, this jumping on the spot like the first game, it's a little bit easier because it moves a little bit slower, I think. I'm pretending to remember. Game over. Despite the fact that we succeeded. You wouldn't even finish the music, you just cut straight back to the intro so we can watch videos of stuff. Alright, well, let's watch some videos of stuff. Holy crap, it's gonna be January. I'm gonna be another year older soon. Ugh, I don't want to get old. I'm already old enough. Damn it. Oh well, I can still rock my Sega Saturn Bootleg sampler, which has aged incredibly well for some reason, despite the fact it is completely knackered up. Alright, Bug, a game I played once. But I gotta admit, watching this again makes me want to play Bug. Also, that underwater-looking tunnel reminds me of that one level in Mega Man Legends, which, coincidentally, got its review up today. Which I wish I had more footage of, but unfortunately, a recurring theme is my computer seems to think all my footage is corrupt, so editing has become a lot harder. And I should probably just get a new computer, but because I can't afford it, because my entire income at this point is donation-based, that's not going to happen for a while, so I just gotta find a way to make do. Bug was okay. Virtua Cop, a game I have, and well, it actually does have a non-light gun mode. It's not fun to play, like, at all. This person isn't playing it with a light gun. But I don't think there was a light gun out for the Saturn when I got my Saturn anyway. But this game is... it's okay, I guess. I don't know, I never really cared much for it. I think the best part of Virtua Cop was the little pre-rendered cinematic that would play before actually starting the game, with like background elevator jazz showing off the characters and stuff. I like that scene for some reason, and I like that song for reasons I don't understand, given that I don't like jazz or elevator music all that much. Okay, this game is really incredibly important to me. This is Mysteria, also known as Blazing Heroes in North America, because it had two names in North America for reasons. It's a strategy RPG. I only ever got to play it once. And I've been wanting this game my entire life, ever since I got to play it when I was a kid. And I wanted to play it just because of this demo and this cutscene, really, because this just looks awesome. And yeah, I mean, it hasn't aged well at all, I imagine, but I still want to play it, and it's honestly, like, the second highest game on my, like, to acquire list, but it's pretty hard to find because it's a North American Saturn game. And, well, yeah, I could easily get the Japanese Rig Lord Saga, which is the same game. I think it's one of those games I just have to get in English. Same with, like, Mega Man 7. Yeah, I could get it in Japanese, and it would probably be cheaper, but I think it's just one I have to get in English, just because of what it means to me. Personally, anyway. This is Wing Arms. I want to say this was a launch title, but I'm not entirely certain. I've never actually played this game, and I've actually watched a little bit of footage, actually today, and I gotta say, this game looks freaking awesome, and I really want to play this. So I'm gonna have to track down like a Japanese copy or something for like $1, as Japanese copies tend to cost. So long as they're not like Hyperduel or Bulk Slash or Blast Wind or what's that other one? Tri-Rush Deppy or Psychic Assassin Toromaru. All games I absolutely need, but will probably not get any time. Also Panzer Dragoon Saga, just in general. But, that was weird. I think something, okay. I thought my disc crashed for a sec. Because discs have a tendency to be a little bit weird. Like my copy of Astal, where if you miss one jump, music will loop for about 10 seconds for no explained reason. I don't know, CD-based media is a very, very fickle thing. I think Blu-rays are a bit more reliable, but because the data on them's packed a lot more densely, even a small scratch can be even more catastrophic, so I guess you take the good with the bad. They're a bit more reliable, but if something happens to them, there's a greater chance that they get just completely broken. Whereas CDs tend to, even if they're scratched and damaged, they tend to interpret, like, the data within the data to still make it work. At least if I recall, that's how CDs work. I'm hardly an expert on them, but that's what someone wants to explain to me, and I thought, yeah, that sounds right. Now, you should know this game if you've watched my channel, because I made a 15-minute video on it. And I'd like to make a bunch more videos on it because I freaking love this game. This is like the third best Saturn game ever made. And yeah, there's a sequel that does everything like better. But I think it has the sort of same problem Banjo-Tooie had versus Banjo-Kazooie, where the sequel was like objectively better, but the fact that it had more stuff makes it less of a classic, I guess. Also, this music is terrifying, and I don't remember it being in Panzer Dragoon. But, I forgot the soundtrack to Panzer Dragoon. I should look it up. That's a good song. All the songs on here, like, absolutely stick in my mind because of how long I've played, or how many times I've played this thing. Weirdly enough, not using music from Daytona, USA. Which I'm kind of offended by because the Daytona USA theme songs were all sung by their composer just belting it out. And I've actually seen video of him doing that, and it's... that guy is amazing. Shoutouts to the soundtrack to Daytona USA. I think the the sequel kind of thing, Daytona USA Circuit Edition, had the soundtrack gutted and replaced by, I want to say, Sons of Angels, which was a pre-name changed Crush 40. Which I'm not afraid to admit is completely unironically my favorite band of all time, so... I mean, they made pretty much all the songs to Sonic the Hedgehog, so... And the music to Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the things that hasn't gotten bad over the years, so... Gen War. I've seen this super cheap, and this actually looks really cool. I'm gonna have to try and track down a copy because I've seen it for like a couple bucks, and it does actually look kind of neat. This looks kind of like a Wipeout style game, although the Saturn had Wipeout on it too, which is weird to think because Wipeout's typically associated with PlayStation. This is Virtua Fighter. We cocked up the first version, so please take this for free as an apology. That's their actual name for it, but they couldn't fit it on the box, so they just called it Virtua Fighter Remix. And gave it to all the people who had a Saturn and got Virtua Fighter 1 with it because it was terrible. This looks not terrible, but this is one of the best games on the system. I made a Let's Play of it. Go watch that. Because I freaking love Astal. One of the best games, I think. Easily one of the prettiest games I've ever played, and has one of the most beautiful soundtracks. Never played Mr. Bones. I've always wanted to, but I've never even seen a copy. Congo. I vaguely remember this video, or the video of Congo, and that looked really cool, actually. The Mansion of Hidden Souls. That's a FMV style game. No, thank you. Three Dirty Dwarves. I know a lot of people talk highly of it. I've never heard of it, though. Yeah, I've never heard of it, never seen it. But a lot of people tell me Three Dirty Dwarves is actually a really good game, and I should look it up. The Lost City of Zim. If I recall, this actually had a video of Tomb Raider on it as well, which is actually how I learned about Tomb Raider, but I didn't see it in there. Anyway, that has been the entirety of the Sega Saturn Bootleg Sampler. I have heard that there is a Sega Saturn Bootleg Sampler Volume 2, although I've never seen it, so if anyone has information on that, feel free to let me know, because I freaking love this disc. And, well, happy January, happy New Year. It is, well, by the time this goes up, it's going to be January 1st. I'm very freaking tired. I'm going to go to bed, and I'll see you next time.